It's time for another design-based hyper talk, akin to the Bliss, Tina and Bonnie in Powerpuff video. It's the only way you can say that title. But today we're going to be diving into one of the most disgusting parts of the internet. Something so uncouth that it would mark you as a degenerate for life. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you've read the title, so this hentai joke isn't really going to land, is it? Sonic OC!
Yes!
Dun dun dun! On this Hyper Talks, a rambly video series where I talk about design, writing, oddities, reviews, basically anything relating to my passions and or profession that I want to talk about, like hypersonic revving up a spin dash, fast and uncontrolled, or fast and undefeatable. Hosted by J5 the Hyperforce, the one that flies super high with style and panache. So here is the story all about how my life got to this point. For shits and giggles, me and some of my friends who are also fans of the song, who I'm going to be calling Luna and Chow, decided to create our own Sonic OCs. For the cringe of it. To have a laugh and a good time about a series all three of us enjoy. A blue rat that goes fast.
I'm not a rat! I'm a hedgehog!
And other generic Sonic jokes. Why not? It's a fun challenge, right? We all like designing stuff, so it's a good idea. Have you seen what show you're watching? It's literally a design essay series. Or Bottleman. So that's what this video is going to cover. The creation of my own Sonic the Hedgehog original character. But first, you saw it coming, because I'm going to advertise my game until people play it! And even then, that's a lie. I'm still going to advertise it when people do play it. Want a story filled with characters written by yours truly, taking place in a fantasy gunplay, AR sports-centered world? Then please check out my visual novel with a simple yet vast battle system, Omochao Showdown! It's about a group of teenagers trying to uncover the lost history of a world revolving around the new kingdom of Bidondera and the AR sport of Omochao. Along the way, you'll fight villains trying to do the same and grow bonds with your party and the island. As you're traveling throughout the kingdom of Bidondera, when a fight occurs, you play the game's fight scenes while customizing your blaster's abilities and ammo. The game features many characters with their own unique ways to throw down a showdown and many different game modes to spice up the way you battle your opponents. Gotta plug my shit because I want people to play my game, please! So you can download the demo or play the full early access work in progress game over on my itch.io. That being J5 the Hyperforce / Hyperforce Studios. Development will carry on once the lovely people want more Omochao. It'd be amazing and mean the world to me if you'd at least try out the demo. If this story-driven action-packed game doesn't tickle your fancy, then maybe my top-down combat adventure prototype Dream Shot might. You control 3 different elementally themed characters as you explore the weird worlds of the escape zones to free its host from a never-ending nightmare. Each character has their own skills and stats with a combat system that encourages mix and matching those 3's powers. The game, prototype, is completely free and is pretty short, so there's no harms done in giving it a go. I just want to know if it's a good idea. A story-driven, action-packed adventure throughout weird worlds and meeting weird characters. I also have a speedrun time on the game, so if you want to see if you can beat the developer's time, then go for it. Thank you for listening. Oh, and by the way, the keyword is Dream Shot. What keyword? You'll find out later in the video. Let's get to designing, shall we? Just let me do the really bullshit YouTube thing by telling you to like, comment and subscribe so this video can get out to more people before the main video has even started. Hit that bell as well and set it to all notifications so you won't miss a video when I next upload. It will mean a lot. Thank you. If you do enjoy the following presentation, please give us a subscribe. Again, it will mean a lot, so thank you. So, right off the bat, I'll admit I didn't really take this that seriously. I mean, I did, but I didn't. The character was meant to be somewhat of an authentic shitpost, so if a lot of the character's weirdness comes off as being kind of cringy, that was kind of the point. But whatever. For this Sonic OC, despite them being a shitpost, I wanted to actually try and design a proper Sonic character too. Give it a bit more realism than just Cold Steel. Sorry mate, nothing personnel, kid. I was taking this seriously funny and not at the same time, just for the challenge of it. Can I make a funny Sonic OC while also making them kind of fitting? It's always been fun to try and design something within the confines of the series. It tests your skills. Can your OC feel like they would fit within that universe? Well, let's see. As a starter, Sonic characters tend to be built around a central concept or theme. Sonic is based around his momentum and speed. A ball being one of his fuck off! A ball being one of his iconic shapes. It's why he's a hedgehog, so he can roll up into a ball and roll. You know, speed and momentum. It all comes together. Tails is the flying sidekick, hence why he's a yellowy orange to contrast Sonic's blue. Color wheel shit. Tails also has the ability to fly, probably because he's meant to be like a newcomer character. So if there's a jump you're struggling to do, then he can fly, even though he can't fly in Sonic 2. I don't know why Tails can fly, but he's yellowy orange because Sonic's blue and it's like opposite on the color wheel. Knuckles is the strong rival, hence why he's red, usually a color to oppose blue. You know, like red versus blue in most video games. And he is another spiky animal akin to a hedgehog. Those two are meant to be rivals. And then Shadow came along, but you know. Eggman is the villain. Him being a tyrannical, technological and robotics-loving scientist to contract Sonic's more carefree nature vibe. You know, Eggman is technology versus Sonic's nature. You know that whole thing. Ferngully. Also for his name, he's shaped like a fucking egg. And I'm more of an egg than he is. Will you give me an egg? How do I say it before? You'll give me an egg! You'll give me an egg! Oh, I know what I want to sound like, but I can't sound like it anymore. I could go on, but I don't want to list off every character. My favourite example to list, however, is Tangle the Lemur, created by Ian Flynn, not Sega directly, I think. Research is hard. She was created for the comics by the comic team at the very least, I think. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below, Sonic nerds. Don't worry, I'm a Sonic nerd too. I'm just way more focused on the game lore than I am anything else. Her whole design is based on the power of having a stretchy tail that she can use as a third arm, hence her name, Tangle, as in she tangles up things with her tail. Her animal, being a lemur, does help with this concept. Lemurs have very, very long tails, so if you're designing a character based around a tail, pick an animal that has really big tails, like foxes, I guess. And lemurs. Sonic character names also involve their gimmick. For Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic is a measurement of speed. Tails is named for his two tails. Knuckles is named for his bitey punching power and the spikes on his knuckles. Infinite is named Infinite because of his infinite possibilities that Sonic Forces never used. Blaze for her fire powers because Blaze is a fire term. Whisper for her connection to her wisps. And the fact that she's shy, so she whispers all the time. Also wisps. Wisps? I can't say it without doing the trying to summon a cat. You know, wisps. Trying to summon a fucking cat. I hope that picked up on the mic, or else that was a really weird segment. These characters are based around themes. So what theme could I do? Well, believe it or not, I did actually make a Sonic OC in the past. Just like any typical young teenager who's into Sonic, the OC was based on the creator, me. He was a fox with a sword for a tail, because foxes apparently have weird tails in this series. You know, like Tails with his two. Tangle didn't really exist back then, so to me, foxes were always the weird tail character. It made sense to me. The whole bladed tail thing is not the worst idea in the world, and could certainly work. I'm going to take that and reboot this stupid fox into something much better now with my new skills of character design and writing. Hopefully I've improved since secondary school. No. I peaked when I was in secondary school. Fuck me. So we have our concept, a bladed tail. They are able to grab their tail and use the sword part to break open Eggman robots and do other swordly things, like fighting and, you know, sword things. So, what do we name them? What gender do we make them? Colours? Animal? Outfit? Age? A good handful of questions we must solve in this episode of Hyper Talks. Well, while designing the OC, I just had the urge to make them a girl. So, that's what I did. She became a girl. Probably because tiny girl with massive sword. It sounds really funny to me and kind of charming, and I like girls, so to be honest, I'm really glad I made her a girl. You'll find out later in the video. I already had an idea for her personality. This small and really cute girl who just so happens to have a brutal weapon attached to her at all times. She's cute and dangerous. She did eventually gain little shit energy later on, making her a cute little baby who contains an unrivaled chaotic energy fueled by, I don't know, her adrenaline and hyperactivity. She's a bloody gremlin. Later on, you'll see that she does dance with danger like she breathes. But then what animal do I make her? Something like Tangle, where the animal's tail is a vocal point. Fox is on the table since that's what she originally was. I did suggest a red panda to my friends given the long bushy tails they have. All three of us fell in love with the idea of this tiny little red panda, so boom! Red Panda Girl! I did suggest the Red Panda because I have wanted to make a Red Panda something for a while now. A Sonic OC? A Pokemon? Just an animal mascot? I don't know what it is, I just wanted to make a Red Panda character, so Red Panda it is for the OC. But her name! She needs a name that represents her power, her massive sword tail. And I didn't want to give her a basic boring name, like Blade, or Saber, or Sword, or I'm just listing off Cobalt Beat'em names now, huh? Or Saberfire, or Blaster. I wanted to give her a standout name. You don't just call Sonic Speedy, do you? No, you use Sonic. You don't call Knuckles Punchy, do you? You call him Knuckles. Oh wait, Punchy's a thing. Oh, no. I wanted a name that was kind of clever. You know, not too basic, but still thematically fitting. So of course, like any good designer, I looked at a thesaurus. I don't want stuff like slash or stab or cut. I want something more snappy and less common, like lacerate. The first part of that sounds like lass, as in a girl. Lace, lass, lace the red panda, lacerate the red panda. I did eventually change this to Lacey the Red Panda. Given Lacey is a real name, it sounds cuter, and it's a pun on lacerate and Lassie put together. Is it lacerate? So Lacey, yeah. But we have our concept sorted. This tiny, adorable red panda girl with a sword tail as big as her, who occasionally partakes in chaos. Doesn't this picture of a red panda trying to be intimidating give you Lacey vibes? It's perfect. She's also going to be compared to raccoons later on because of the term trash panda, but I'll talk about that later. Now that we got our design for the little shit, we do have our base animal, so we know what to do. I eventually came up with this design. These characters are meant to be simple. Sonic characters aren't meant to be over-designed, so I didn't want Lacey to be over-designed. She has a simple leotard on, something to cover her body, even though my friends joke about Lacey being a nudist since the black of her fur closely matches the black of her leotard. But still, between you and me, viewer, that was kind of the point. So she would match other Sonic characters. She has gloves. She has shoes similar to Boom Sonic's without the sports tape. A silver coloured block on top instead of a gold one because of sword coloured. Swords are usually silver because that's the colour of metal. And yeah, a lot of the design just kind of came on its own. Like the glove cuffs being the shape of her sword. I didn't give Lacey socks, did I? Sorry, I got distracted. I know the sword is very Cloudbuster sword-like, but that's what comes to mind when I think of big fuck-off sword. It's also the sword shape that was used for the original bladed tail OC, so yeah, it's kind of rooted in her origins as well. Her hair is one single spike and is the shape of her sword. A lot of design elements on her are themed after the shape of the sword, so if the shape ever changes, a lot of her design is going to be altered along with it. Her fur is a bright red. Red pandas aren't actually red, but more orange? Orangey red? Orangey red. So Lacey is just proper red. It matches her danger-prone and fiery personality. More on that later. I did eventually update her to look like this, just so then I not only have a model for her when I'm talking about her, because I'm not manually drawing every single asset I want, and because now she's more matching to something else I'll be talking about later. Speaking of things that led to that mysterious thing I just teased, one of the challenges me and my friends did later on was to design human versions of our Sonic OCs. So I ended up with this. Lacey the Swords Girl. You know, like Swordman, but she's a woman, so Swords Girl. Human Lacey is pretty cute. That's the point. A cute girl who always chooses chaos. Her sword is now a proper sword, because humans don't have tails. At least last time I checked. She's strong enough to wield a two-handed greatsword with only one hand. Like Ike in Super Smash Bros. And Fire Emblem. She has a red panda head decal on her leotard. She's a redhead that mostly dresses in black. It's red panda colours and patterns. I think these two turned out great and stayed in line with Sonic design conventions. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Even if we are talking about the older MS Paint drawn designs versus the newer models I created in Anime Studio, I think both still work pretty well. I now currently prefer the orange designs because they match better with red panda colours and fiery colours, talk about that later. But yeah, it's just, I think I did a good job. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Would you have given Lacey more accessories, despite the fact that I just wanted to go simplistic? Would you have given Lacey a different hairdo? Would you have made her not a tiny little gremlin? Again, let me know in the comments below. So we have the little shit designed. What about the lore then? Well, out of the trio of Lacey and my friends OCs, I wanted Lacey to be the weird friend, the unhinged friend. You know, like Styx from Sonic Boom, or Coco from our Matalum Showdown, nudge nudge wink wink haha play my fucking game. Well, that's what I designed her lore and story around. She is a shitpost character and I will be giving her that energy and backstory. Since Lacey is a shitpost, I wanted her to be the weird friend. It all started with the game that no one likes. Sonic Lost World. I like Sonic Lost World, but my opinion doesn't matter on my YouTube channel. Lacey is a resident of the village located on the ground floor of Windy Hill Zone. You know, down there. When you play in Windy Hill Zone, you can see that there is a ground floor, so what if there's, like, rural development down there? What if there's, like, a little village? Lacey comes from that little theoretical village. She spends her day running along the weird floating tubes in the sky to stay active and healthy. She hangs out with the wisps that migrated over to the Lost Hex after Sonic saved the aliens' planets back in Sonic Colors. Also, yes, that is my headcanon. It explains why wisps showed up on Sonic's planet after Colors. They just migrated. The little fuckers live on 5 different planets already, so what's not a 6th one? Or 7th, since... Is Lost Hex technically a planet? Or is Lost Hex just a part of Earth, so 6th? Because it's both Earth and Lost Hex. Sonic lore, Ian, fix it. Lacey lived a good enough life, but a boring life, despite the massive sword tail. She's just kind of your average hyperactive girl. Sort of struggled to make friends. She's the weird kid that talks to the wisps. No one really knows why she grew up with that massive sword tail, or even how it showed up. Some people say she was exposed to a Chaos Emerald as a baby for too long. Others believe she's really an Eggman robot gone rogue. You know, akin to, say, Omega, who doesn't obey Eggman anymore. Lacey is some sort of robot that just doesn't obey him anymore. Some theorize that her parents did this to her as some mad scientist mutation experiment. Others say Jodie didn't think that far ahead and just wanted to give her a massive sword tail, so now she's making up a mysterious origin for her tail to cover her tracks. Ha! No way! No way! The fact that no way is a Sonic thing makes me upset. Lacey always knew there was a world below the clouds, but never really wanted to go visit it until Sonic came along and defeated the Deadly Six. You know, these guys. Lacey wanted to see what Sonic's world was like, so one day she just dropped in. No sort of graceful arrival or mysterious showing up out of nowhere. Nah, she's like Sonic, just slams onto the earth. She just where are we dropping, boys? Face first. Too bad the day when she finally goes to visit Sonic's planet is when Infinite fucked everything up. During the 6 months between Sonic's capture and the Rookie joining the Resistance, you know that famous scene? Title card. That's where Lacey meets Luna and Chao's OCs, they become friends, and Lacey's missions consist of fucking with Infinite. She's that crazy, she stole a Phantom Ruby prototype from Infinite one time. And lived. Her bravery / stupidity when it comes to dicking with Infinite got to the point where she's the only one to see him without his mask on, because she just stole it one time. She just took it off. Why? Because she's reckless. She even called him cute. and again, lived. So Knuckles looks at Lacey, sees that face, and just goes, yeah, you carry on doing what you're doing. And Lacey just goes, okay, boss, and then it goes and proceeds to fuck with Infinite more. Lacey was born into a weird world, became a weird girl, and came to Earth at a weird time. Lacey is a weirdo, and the reason why she shows up during the events of Sonic Forces is because Luna and Chao's OCs are Sonic Forces based. Sonic Forces is literally the story where your OC comes to join Sonic. It's like, it really is like a good jumping point for someone's OC to join the Sonic cast in their fanfictions. It's literally designed for that. Luna and Chao's OCs are part of the Resistance. That's sort of their thing. So, since Lacey is also a part of this sort of a trio of OCs we made, Lacey showing up during Sonic Forces makes sense. But I like Sonic Lost World, so her origins come from Lost World. Plus, with her being really fucking weird, and that game being really weird, it fits, doesn't it? Let me know in the comments below. If I could actually pick a time and a place where Lacey would show up, I think it would be Lost World. Like, between Lost World and Forces, she just shows up one time and just, I don't know, maybe chats to Sonic one time, maybe runs into Eggman a different time. That's probably when she would show up. She sees Sonic defeat the Deadly Six, and she's like, ooh, I want to see where he comes from. Slams onto Earth, and then, I guess, Forces happens after she arrives, but Lacey shows up during Forces to match up with my friends' OCs, but if she was solo, it would be after Lost World, but before Forces. I went off script. Can you tell? There was a segment here talking about a weird concept that me and my friends came up with, being based around the really silly idea of shipping OC and canon characters together. Now, Lacey would eventually end up with Infinite because of how many times she's just been messing with him. He kind of develops a crush on the one girl that's brave enough to mess with him, but I kind of didn't like the segment being in the video. It's literally a joke ship. Me and Luna were joking about Sonic OC shippings, and I was like, oh yeah, it's something stupid like, say, Lacey and Infinite, because we already talked about Lacey just messing with Infinite as like a character trait, and for some reason, that busted our guts so hard, we decided to make it canon. So, I didn't really want to dedicate a whole section to it, so I got rid of it. I basically told you what you needed to know. We talked about really silly stuff and we got a silly result out of it, and yeah, I don't know how canon it is, but I've seen worse. I removed the whole segment from the video because I just felt it was way too cringy. I mean, it's meant to be cringy, it's meant to be a joke, but I don't know. This video is about seriously designing a character while also the character's also a shitpost. The vibe is really weird for this video. I think that's why I've delayed it so much. I just don't know what I'm doing. You basically know what you need to know anyways. Something that I wanted to add real quick is that she's the oldest out of her group. Yeah, this tiny ankle biter is the oldest. It's not really confirmed between me and my friends if this is the case or not, but I think it's hilarious. Something like 18? Sonic characters tend to be younger, like teenagers. You know, Sonic is 15. Although now Sega seems to be avoiding Sonic's age, so Sonic might not be 15 anymore. He might just be teenage. So we'll say Lacey is older teen. There are some other smaller details to Lacey, like how as an insult, Lacey gets called a trash panda because she's a weirdo. You know, more like belongs in the trash. So she gets called a raccoon a lot. You know, trash panda, she's a red panda, even though red pandas aren't pandas, but neither are raccoons. Raccoons are raccoons, not pandas. Raccoons are raccoons, not trash pandas. Every time we see a really weird raccoon gift, we compare it to Lacey, despite the fact that Lacey isn't a raccoon, but still, trash panda. And how Zaz of the Deadly Six is scared of Lacey because she matches his crazed energy. She just keeps running into danger and living somehow. She survived the Deadly Six, she survived Infinite, she'd probably survive the final boss of Sonic Frontiers. Knowing Lacey, she'll probably try to fight Giganto, despite the fact that Giganto would probably kick her away every time. She just keeps coming back. She's unhinged, and that's the point. But I'm just rambling at this point. Now, because I am a game designer, you know, Dreamshot or Matlin, you should play them, what if we built Lacey a moveset? What would a playable Lacey be like? Well, first of all, she's a power class character, with my friends' OCs covering speed and flight. Look at Lacey's tail and tell me that she isn't power. She can grab her tail and swing it around like a massive sword. Her organic tail is kind of stretchy. I mean, she's a cartoon character. A lot of her is stretchy. She can spin around, slash up and down and all around, stab you and slap you with the broadside. Of course, these swings are mighty powerful, hitting stuff so hard and fast that her blade basically cuts through anything. Kinda. It's like Sonic with Excalibur. It's not actually gonna cut people in half. Just cartoony slash stabby. It's fine. She can probably lock onto targets to make aiming her attacks easier. Like Sonic's homing attack, but with her sword and not her body or head spines. Sonic's just ball. No, not Sonic's balls, Sonic's ball. God, that would hurt. Homing attacking with your nuts? These nuts! Ah! You know, something akin to the homing kick from Sonic Lost World, but it's her tail instead of a foot. Or Lacey's swings are just that massive, you don't need a homing attack. You just need to be facing their general direction, like the ink brush from Splatoon. You know how when Tails and Cream are in their ball forms, their tails and ears stick out of it? Lacey's sword tail sticks out of her ball form too. But this isn't just for aesthetics. Lacey's tail is Sorry, what? Tails is Lacey? What? Oh, dyslexia is fun. Lacey's sword tail sticks out of her ball? Lacey's sword tail sticks out of her ball form as well. But this isn't just for aesthetics. Lacey's tail is active during her spin dash and jump ball as an attack. When Lacey jumps, she's in a horizontal spin ball, meaning that her tail spins around her horizontally, and a bit of a downward angle in front of her, like a Beyblade, or this Ice Kirby attack. She can spin dash too, with her tail lagging behind her, similar to Tails. If she jumps out of her spin dash, this is a vertical spinning ball, meaning now she's like a buzzsaw. Her actions depend on how Lacey spins around. Normal jumping is horizontal, spin dash jumping is vertical. There could be other actions that put her into different ball jumping orientations, but I haven't figured it out yet. Because of the floating structures of the Lost Hex, Lacey learned how to do parkour to better navigate them, just like how Sonic did it in Sonic Lost World. What I mean is, Lacey didn't learn it from Sonic, she just already learned how to do it. She can spin dash up walls too, stabbing her tail into the wall to grip on and rock it back up so she can spin dash up walls. Speaking of her tail and walls, she can also stab her tail into the wall and fling herself in any direction from it for a boost in speed and or height. However, she can only do this once before needing to touch the floor again. No law reason why she can't do it again. It's game balance. She uses wisp powers too, because they're on her home planet now. When she joins the Resistance in Sonic Forces, she doesn't use a wisp bomb, because look at her tail. She is the weapon. So there you have it, how Lacey would play in a Sonic game. Sword play relating to her spin ball and attacks. She has movement options and she has fighting options. She may not be amazingly fast, but she can sure keep up with the damage. I designed her to be more akin to how classic Sonic characters are designed in gameplay. Characters are basically Sonic with a few extra abilities. Lacey is slower but has a much bigger hitbox for attacks, and those attacks hit a lot harder. She still is a fast little gremlin though. She is a Sonic character after all. Well, this version of Lacey anyways. For those of you with a keen eye, or saw my advert for my video games earlier in the video, if you skipped it, please watch it. Lacey is approaching your location and she won't stop unless you tell me the keyword that I said within the advert. Quick, type it in the comments below! She's coming! You will have noticed that Lacey the Red Panda seems awfully familiar to Dreamshot's Lacey Rator. They're the same character. While Dreamshot Lacey's lore and origins aren't going to be the same as Sonic Lacey's, they're the same character. Same shitpost energy, same hyperactivity, same love of dancing with danger, same lovable bundle of cutie that she is. When I designed the human version of Sonic Lacey, I knew the human form had to be used as an official Hyperforce Studios character, akin to Sakura Yui and the Armatolum cast. So I wanted to keep her in my back pocket in case I wanted to use her for something later, just like one of my other OCs, Fuyu. We'll talk about him later. Around the time of me designing human Sonic Lacey back in April? Wait, April? I thought it was June. Wait, when was the first Lacey sketch made? Oh my god, a year ago. Lacey is already a year old. What the fuck happened to the times? The earliest records I found of Lace is back in December 2021. Oh my good god. Back on track. Yeah, back early last year, I wanted to try and design a new game, seeing as our Mattlum wasn't doing as well as I hoped. Since our Mattlum is so beat-em-on heavy, maybe a more generalized idea could work. After some designs and thoughts, the concept of Dreamshot was the end product. Something akin to Deltarune's style and 2D Zelda's gameplay, with a top-down shooter combat system. Dreamshot is essentially an amalgamation of a bunch of different themes and stories and all that sort of stuff all rolled up into one. It's definitely a project. As I was conceptualizing Dreamshot, I needed characters for the game. Obviously, you need characters for pretty much everything in media. Human-designed Lacey and my Powerpuff Girls ZOC, Fuyu, was on standby to be used. So I reinvented the both of them, and here we have Fuyu Ketsubon and Lacey Rator. I did actually want to remake Fuyu into a character not related to Powerpuff Girls Z for quite a while now, and Dreamshot gave me the drive to finally do it. Not that I didn't really want to, just that I didn't really think to do it. If you actually want to see a video of me explaining Fuyu's OC design history, let me know in the comments below. So, TLDL, too long didn't listen. There's two different Laceys now. Sonic Lacey, who was born on the Lost Hex, and Dreamshot Lacey, who attends a college with Fuyu and ends up traveling through dreamlike pocket realities known as escape zones. The two Laceys are the same, but their origins, powers, and designs are pretty different. Dreamshot Lacey has fire elemental powers and a giant sword within the weird world of the escape zones. Outside of the escape zones, she's just your normal 21-year-old woman. Well, as normal as Lacey can be. No superpowers. This incarnation of Lacey having her sword makes sense. It's literally her original form's design premise. But why the fire powers? And why doesn't Sonic Lacey retroactively now have fire powers? Well, I wanted an elemental triangle for the playable characters in Dreamshot to use, and fire fits Lacey the best. She's already red, and the burning rages of fire just fits her wild little shit energy the best. She's already a fiery lass. Sonic Lacey doesn't have fire powers because that's Blaze's whole thing. She's a fire princess. I didn't want Sonic Lacey to be stepping on the toes of other characters. So, since Blaze is the fire one, Sonic Lacey can just be the sword one. But to link the two Laceys together, Sonic Lacey could have a pet red burst wisp, and maybe has a preference to the fire shields that first showed up in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. She doesn't natively have fire powers, but could have access to other fiery powers. Again, like the red burst wisp or the fire shield. Are there any other fiery things in Sonic, besides from Blaze? To explain the design differences, Lacey inside Escape Zone is dressed the same as humanized Sonic Lacey. The leotard, the arm sleeves, and the thigh highs. She even gains her sword. Lacey in the normal world has a new overalls design. I think it fits her cute lass charm. I gave her more fiery colours too, to not be too similar to another fiery girl of mine. Yellow Solidin from our Mattlum Showdown, go play it. Yellow's way more yellow, while Lacey's way more black and red. So these two, despite being two fiery girls, who are also female leads, have different vibes to them. One's a tomboy, one's a cutie who's also a gremlin. You'll notice that Dreamshot Lacey's hair is also different. It's a simple fiery shape. The design of her blade is also the shape, just to tie her in better with her new fiery powers and theming, and to get rid of the Cloudbuster sword thing. The red panda on her chest is now also the same simplistic flame design, but the red panda colorization is still pretty much there. Basically, Dreamshot's Lacey is a redesign and adaptation of a human design of a Sonic OC that is a redesign of a previous Sonic OC. What design law? Also, no! I'm not going to be explaining the backstory of Lacey Rator. It would be spoilers for a proper Dreamshot game, and I don't want to play my cards already. But yes, she does have a backstory, and it is more tragic than Sonic Lacey's. All that I'll say is, I seem to love giving shitpost / comedic characters dark backstories, apparently. Sorry, Coco. Sorry, Coco. Okay, fine. I'll address it. Human Sonic Lacey and Dreamshot Lacey are fake. I will be 100% purely honest with you. Swear on my heart. Swear on, like, the book thing that I've seen in Animaniacs at one time.
Do you swear?
Yes!
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh, you
shouldn't?
shouldn't.
It's not nice. Simply put, I accidentally drew her thick and it stayed. No cap, that is exactly what happened. It's the exact same reason why Lale from our Matlum Showdown, you should play that game by the way, also is busty. I accidentally drew her busty one time and it just stuck. I feel like this thicker body for Lacey fits her, so it's staying. She's this cute little sweetheart gremlin with a sexy body. Lacey, especially her Dreamshot incarnation, is built with contrasting themes in mind. So this cutie with a hot body fits. She's the shortest, but is the oldest of her friends. She's the most immature compared to her friends, but is also the oldest. This sweet little lass, but has that body, and eventually unleashes her little shit energy because she's a gremlin. I'd list other examples, but they are Dreamshot spoilers. She's a bigger lass. Don't shame her. You shouldn't be anyways. She flings around a huge sword that's as tall as her. Think fast, Chuckle Nuts! And that is everything I can think of about Lacey the Red Panda, or Lacey the Swords Girl in her human form, and Dreamshot's Lacey Rator. I'll admit, I wrote the script for this video before Dreamshot was even conceptualized. I revamped this script in January 2023, and again in February. This was meant to be a sister video to the Blistina and Bonnie in Powerpuff Girls Z video, but I kinda didn't like how the video concept or script turned out. But here I am! You all voted for the Sonic OC video on my Twitter at J5TheHyperforce. So here we are! You got your Sonic OC video. I hope you like Lacey. And I know she's kinda cringy, but that's the point, but I hope it's a fun cringy. I hope the OC is fun. I think I did a pretty good job inventing a believable and over-the-top Sonic OC. Even though she is half shitpost, or maybe full shitpost, I've actually grown to love her a lot, especially after designing her human form. She got put into Dreamshot after all. I made her an official Hyperforce Studios character. Once I started developing Lacey for Dreamshot instead of for Sonic, I've definitely got a new appreciation for this character. So, if Dreamshot does ever become anything proper, I hope you all enjoy what I have in store for this tiny little gremlin. Despite Sonic Lacey being a shitpost character, I don't know. She's pretty cool. What do you think about Lacey? Do you like her Sonic version? Do you like her Dreamshot version? Do you like her in general? Let me know in the comments below, along with any other Sonic related stuff you want to share down there. Heck, maybe make your own Sonic OC just for the fun of it. Let me know your ideas in the comments below. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell to help give me attention in this vast sea of OCs that is YouTube.com. That, and when YouTubers make content that isn't the exact same as their bread and butter content, punishes you for some fucking reason. I'd be shocked if you even saw this video, because it's not Bottleman, it's Sonic. Yes, it's still Hypertalks, but it's not Bottleman, so YouTube might just be like, ew, no, you're not talking about the funny plastic bottle cap shooters? How about we not gonna promote this video, because we want you to stay in one lane. Dirty little fucker, you wanted to branch out? Ha, fucker, how dare you? We're YouTube. We have a head up our fucking ass. I have issues with this platform. So yeah, give the video engagement so then YouTube will know that it's okay to be different. Follow me on my Twitter at J5TheHyperforce to keep up to date with whatever. I'm so close. I am so close to finishing this. Follow me on Twitter at J5TheHyperforce to keep up to date with my many projects, or just see me screaming about stuff or shitposting. You see, Jody, if you talk a bit more slower, you might actually be able to read the fucking lines. If you have any fan arts of the last of the video, Lacey, or maybe even VTuber Jody, Sakura Yui, maybe even my previous character designs, my Powerpuff Girl versions of Bliss and Bonnie, or anything else relating to me, send that fan art over to me on my Twitter at J5TheHyperforce, and I will be featuring them within the next video I am editing at the time. Like this fan art by @Tgol1 on Twitter. Look at the Jody. She's very cute. She's busting a pose. She has a little peace sign. It's cute. I really like it. I really do appreciate all the fan art. Thank you, T-Gull. Remember to check out my video game, Armatolum Showdown. Seriously, this game was a lot of work and it has like zero traction. Help me. If you like Lacey, she's in Project Dreamshot. So give that a go if you want to play as a tiny girl with a giant sword. And with all that said, this has been J5 the Hedgehog. Sorry, I mean Hyperforce. And I'll see you whenever next. Sayonara. Bye-bye. Goodbye. See ya. And all those goodbye things, baby.